now. Okay, good. Mr. Adedayo, you're welcome. Ms. Ife Oluwa from the Effective Communicator Training. I can see my people here. You are welcome. Mr. Idris, I hail you specially. Yes, for turning on your video. Mr. Adedayo, Adereti, wow, it's good to have you back here. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Miss Chidima Ubochi, that name rings a bell. I know that name. You're welcome. It's so good to see you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Miss Blessing Enoch, welcome. Miss Lillian, Miss Bossede Eda, welcome. Miss Victoria, Benjamin, Jerry, okay, Benson, Jerry, I can't get that. You're welcome nevertheless. Ms. Ngozi Chinedu, you're welcome. Ofebu Faith, YCW. I need you to reply, YCW. Ofebu Faith, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? I need you to reply, YCW. The difference is you. Miss Linda, you're welcome. Prudentia, I love that name. That name is unique. Welcome, Zara, you are welcome. And our able administrator, Ms. Esther, she's the one that's been giving you all the vibes of the platform. Ms. Esther, you're most welcome. Even though you've been here with us, but you're still welcome. Ms. Amaka, you're welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's so good to have you here. And I'm sure we are ready. Are we ready? Do you have your notebooks? Do you have your pen? Because tonight is about to be one of the best nights of your life. I am promising you that. If you're going to put to practice everything you will learn. I have my own notepad. Yes, I have my own notepad. I am ready to take notes. I don't have the digital notepad, the paper notepad, everything I have to take notes. I have them here. So if you don't have your notepads, please do well to grab yourself a pen, grab yourself a book, because tonight is going to be splendid, amazing, educative, name it. Welcome once again. So, Mr. Idris, please tell us what you do, introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and then let us know why you are here. What are your expectations? I can see you're outside and you still want to do this. You still turned on your video. I really appreciate that. Well done, well done. So what do you do? Who are you? What do you do? And what are your expectations from the Path to Success virtual series? I hand over the microphone to you. I will be unmuting you right away. Okay, so please unmute your microphone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I hope you're doing fine, all of you.
Fabulous. And you?
My name is Mudahir Idris, and I'm working with Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service. So I'm just looking forward to improving my career, because for somebody to be in a position of leadership, that person must be able to influence others.
Absolutely.
By his words. Yes, by his words. And there are a lot of gatherings, meetings, and other official gatherings that a leader, as a leader, or somebody, any officer who is in the position of leadership or is holding any office, that person must be able to communicate effectively for
Absolutely.
him to send messages
across,
or at times to even tell when you're dealing with clients, for you to communicate and tell them the mandate of your office and others. I'm working the environment I'm working is entirely Hausa people. And for me to even interact with people in English, so you just have to use the local language for you to communicate because the people are not learned. So, and at times we used to have this gathering, though I'm not in a position of leadership, but I'm just want to prepare myself because
You will assume
against
one
future
very
challenge.
soon. You are assuming one very soon. So you need to
Yes.
equip
So,
yourself now.
so that is the reason why I've been following you since was it since last year? I was in your WhatsApp platform. I was following all the things, all the interesting uh, videos that you are sharing.
Thank
I
you.
really like it. So
Thank
I've
you.
been following that. And I think this one, I'm going to learn a lot from this one, also this training that is about to commence. So thank you very much. You are doing a wonderful work.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. And definitely you will learn that we have a lineup of speakers from different parts of the world just for this virtual conference, so virtual series or conference, whichever we want to call it. So just keep your fingers crossed. You have a lot to learn. That's why I said don't get a notebook, get a journal, something big, because it's going to be filled. It's not a one-day event, right? We are going to have it for the rest of starting from today down till the end of next week, and then I'll be having the final session on the 2nd of March. Thank you so much, Mr. Idris. It's good to have you
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you. You're
right. So
welcome.
who else do we have on board? Who else do we have on board? Who else do we have on board? Who wants to turn on their videos to pitch themselves? And then you let us know your expectations. Please, we want to make this as interactive as possible, right? We don't just want you to listen from the background. We want you to come out, come out, come out, all right? So who's ready? Who's ready? Let's get to know you. Let's get to know what you do. And let's get to know what your expectations are. All right. So who's ready? Who's ready? Don't we have people that are outspoken here? Oh no, what's going on? Who wants to tell us about themselves? Miss Abosade, I saw you. I saw you. All right, please, we need an introduction. We don't just want to bring in the speaker and then you listen. And we need an introduction. We need to 2, 3 people to introduce themselves before we commence proper. So who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to turn on their videos? Okay, so if you don't want to turn on your video, I know that's a big deal for some of us. Okay, just use the hand raise. Use the hand raise. Ms. Lillian. All right, Ms. Lillian, let me unmute the microphone. Ms. Lillian, you have the microphone. Ms. Lillian, are you here? You have the microphone. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what your expectations are for this virtual series. Ms. Lillian, you're going to see a pop-up on your device asking you to unmute your microphone. Please do so. Fantastic. You have the floor now. Oh, you turned on your video. That's a plus. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome. Good evening.
I'm Lilian Okodua.
So good to have you, ma'am.
I'm the finance manager. I'm fine. I'm the finance manager in Boa Foods.
Wow, good to have you here. Good to know. So tell us, what are your expectations for this virtual series? Like, time is precious. Why would everybody leave their time just to be here with Catherine and Mr. Lewis, legend? Why? Why is this worth your time?
To be able to speak eloquently, fluently, each time I'm being called to present my report.
Okay, that's a good one. But today, we are not doing elocution. We are doing tech, right? Today we're doing tech. All right. So you're going to sit back, relax and get the lecture. Who knows? You might need it in your finance team, right? All right. Well done,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
So at this juncture, I'll be reading Mr. Lewis's profile, and after that, I'll hand over the microphone to him so he gets to do his thing, right? So who do we have here today? I believe you can all see my screen. Kosisochukwu Emeka-Obinabo, Executive VP, Operations Lead, Tech Education Advocate, Data and Strategy Expert. Kosisochukwu Emeka-Obinabo is a dynamic operations leader and technology education advocate with a strong background in data management, strategic planning, and workforce development. As the Executive Vice President and Operations Lead at Brainery, a leading technology education hub, he plays a pivotal role in driving operational efficiency, shaping strategic initiatives, and fostering innovations in the digital learning space. With a career spanning data analytics, team leadership, and business strategy, Kosisochukwu has honed his expertise in optimizing workflows and enhancing productivity. Prior to his role at Brainery, he worked as a data specialist at ValueX, where he leveraged data-driven insights to improve decision-making processes. He also serves as the team lead at New Media Service, NMS, where he successfully managed teams, streamlined operations, and contributed to organizational growth. Kosisochukwu is deeply passionate about digital transformation, innovation, and the future of tech education. He's committed to equipping individuals and organizations with the necessary skills to thrive in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. His leadership philosophy is centered on collaboration, efficiency, and continuous improvement, ensuring that Brainery remains at the forefront of tech education and workforce development. Beyond his professional endeavors, he's an advocate for lifelong learning and mentorship, actively engaging in initiatives that empower young professionals and aspiring tech enthusiasts. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome on this virtual stage Mr. Lewis Legend, also known as Mr. Kosisochukwu Emeka-Obinabo. Please give him a virtual clap. A virtual clap, virtual clap, virtual clap, virtual clap. Please, I want to see the clap symbol. The clap symbol. If we don't show the clap symbol, he's not going to start. Yeah, give him a virtual clap. Yeah, waiting. Thank you, Ms. Ngazi. Thank you, Ms. Chidima. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Ms. Lillian. Thank you. So, at this point, my job is done for now. Mr. Kosisochukwu Legend, how many names do you have? What do I call you, Mr. Kosi?
Kosi is fine, yeah.
Which do I address you with?
Kosi is fine, Mr. Kosi is fine.
Kosi, simple and short. Yeah. So you have the floor now. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mrs. Catherine. Thank you, everyone, and nice to meet you all. Once again, my name is Kosisochukwu Emeka-Obinabo, and I'm a data analyst and currently the executive VP at Brainery. So I'll be here to give a talk or a lecture on tech and the future, basically leveraging remote tech opportunities. So first of all, I'd like to share my screen so you guys can follow along with everything I'm going to say and deliver. Hold on. So if you can see my screen, please drop an emoji so I can be sure you can see my screen. Okay. Just one person. If you can see my screen, please drop an emoji. Okay, perfect. That's fine. That's fine. So without wasting time. Okay, here you can see it. So without wasting time here, remote jobs. First of all, I'd like to ask a question first. How many of us has ever done any remote job, and what was your experience like? Share brief. Done remote work before, and can you tell me what was your experience like? Anyone? No matter how small the role might have looked like, once you have gotten an experience in working remotely before, just unmute yourself and tell me what it was. Tell us what it was and what your experience was like. So am I to believe that nobody has worked remotely here before?
Oh, sorry. If you want to unmute, just use the hand raise symbol. Ms. Bosse, do you want to unmute? If you want to unmute, use the hand raise symbol so I can unmute your microphone. All right, so here we go. Is it Lua? I have asked you to unmute. All right.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and
Hello, Ife.
hello, sir, and hello, Mr. Ashman. Okay, so I once did a remote job. Sorry, my background is a bit noisy. Thank you for that. So I once did a remote job, and all I had to do was follow up with people, with dignitaries that was meant to. They were supposed to attend an event. So I didn't write the letters, but my main job was to ensure that the contact that I was given, I followed sure that this is at end. Wanted that done. I didn't move an inch from my home, but I was able to achieve that. So I don't know if that is what you mean by working that way. But that's what I was able to do. Thank you.
So what was your experience like? How would you rate your experience in it? Miss Lillian?
Yeah. Sorry.
That was actually Ms. Ifeoluwa.
Okay. Thank you.
It was fun and you loved it, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I was paid for it. It was fun. I didn't leave my home. I was able to do all of that. So I liked the experience. The awakening that I could get a lot done right there with my phone and laptop. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed doing this.
Okay, that's cool. So that means if you're given an opportunity to land a remote job again and probably earn more, you would jump on it, yeah?
Yes, gladly.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Does anybody else have experience in working remotely? What you've done? Anyone, as long as you've done any remote job, it's an experience.
You can use the hand raise symbol. Use the hand raise symbol so I can unmute your
Use the hand raise, yeah? Okay, since nobody else has the experience before. So without wasting time, I'd like to talk about remote job itself. after talking about remote job itself, I will now talk about my experience before we go into everything properly. So now, remote job, as the name implies, yeah, is basically work from home. It's there are roles where employees do not need to be physically present at the company's office. You can work anywhere. Some roles allow you to work anytime as well, and they are very, very flexible anywhere in the world. You might be in Nigeria, you might say you want to travel to South Africa, you just take your laptop and you're still working and earning. So that's it about the remote job. So they use platforms like maybe Microsoft Teams, Zoom as well, Google Meet, and some other CRM tools, and some other communication tools too. So I'll use myself as an example. I've technically all my life, since I finished from the university, I've always worked remotely. I've never really had any office feel per se, maybe once in a while, but most of the time was always remotely, starting from being a team lead to when I decided to work in data space, where I worked as, I did data entry for a while before I became a data specialist. I decided to go in for a proper course to be an analyst. So currently, I'm an analyst. I also worked as a team lead. All of them were remote. And my experience was actually fun. I mean, the earnings, the flexibility, less stressful and stuff like that. So it's fun. So to get into the business of the day, hold on, sorry. Can you guys see my screen, please? Okay. So now, we'll talk about the future of work, high demand remote tech roles, skills needed for this remote tech success, platforms and resources for the remote jobs, challenges of remote work and how to overcome them, leveraging tech communities and support networks, then the financial and overall benefits of remote tech work. Then we'll have our questions and answers. So at this point, if you have any question in between, just note them down. When we get to the question and answer section, you can ask your questions and I'll answer everything. So, sorry. So briefly, remote tech opportunity itself has transformed the job market in the sense that most companies now, almost every company now, ever since after the pandemic, I think COVID-19, most companies have seen the importance or realized the importance or the benefits of working from home. Some companies do that ultimately. Some companies do it in a hybrid manner where maybe 2 days in the office, 4 days or 3 days out of the office, you work from home. So most companies are really leveraging on this remote job pattern, even Nigeria. So it's beginning to gain relevance in Nigeria, and countries worldwide have started to adapt to this already. So for the future of the work here, we have the remote and the hybrid work models. Like I said before, companies now adopt remote models. This is the reason why they adopt this is now they've seen that most people tend to work better from home in the space of your comfort. So you get to be in your house, you get to eat as you like, drink as you like while doing your work. So most companies are beginning to adopt this mode. Even some startup companies, businesses as well, they're beginning to adopt this mode of work, working from home, automating that use of AI, where you use ChatGPT to make work easy for yourself. People are beginning to automate everything. Everything is beginning to go digital. Sorry. Let's skip the part. So now, when we talk about remote jobs itself, there's a long list of remote jobs that one can do. There's the ones that are in demand at the moment. Some of you have an idea of what it looks like. So when you talk about remote job, your mind goes to coding. No, remote job is overall. It could be coding, non-coding, managing certain accounts, everything remote job, everything has gone remote. So the in-demand remote tech careers are the ones that I was able to get. So I will talk to you about them. So here, the first on the list is the software development, which includes the front end, back end, full stack, and mobile development. So here, these guys are the guys that develop softwares, websites, applications, even as far as the operating systems of your laptops, your phones, or whatever you use. These guys are the ones that develop them to make them work. For example, now everyone here has a mobile app for banking. That app was developed by a software developer. So they attain a level of skill set which they use to develop all these things, and definitely it's not for free. They get paid for it. Same thing as the data science and analytics. That's my area. So here, basically, what we just do is every company, every business deals with data. There is no business that doesn't deal with data, no matter how small it is. Data is basically numbers and everything has to do with what's happening in your company. For example, maybe shoes and clothes at the same time. So now your data basically is you check how many people are buying your shoes every month, every day, the price. Sometimes you can be specific if you want to get more, if you want to get deeper knowledge about what's happening. You can go as deep as knowing the gender of who's buying your stuff, the age, the location. So all these things have to do with data, down to the ID of your receipts or your invoice that you're giving out. So with this data now, you can now give insights as to what is happening in that business. You can say, okay, from what you run your analysis using the skill sets you would learn. You see what's happening in the business. The analysis will tell you, okay, do I need to sell more shoes or do I need to sell more clothes? Which gender is buying it more? And at what price are people buying it in? And at what price are these products favorable? So with all the data that is being gotten and the analysis, you now make your decision. Data analysis is as deep as there's what we call predictive analysis and quantitative analysis and everything like that. So predictive analysis, that's what I think everybody knows what they call Bet Niger. Bet Niger uses it. These guys that do Forex, the software they use, uses this model of analysis. So every business that has to do with data, your data has to be analyzed for better insights of what's happening in your business. Then we have the cybersecurity and the ethical hacking. These guys are the ones in charge of making sure that internet is safe for everyone, trying to reduce the level of fraud. They're the ones that are in charge of, okay, for example, now in your WhatsApp now, you have this thing they call a two-factor authenticator. They're the ones that are responsible for it to make sure that your WhatsApp is safe. Make sure the environment is safe for everybody so that hacking will not happen. Same thing for your bank. All those things that maybe if you want to make a transaction, you get a code or you get an email address telling you first before you approve it. That's the job of a cyber security person. So his duty is to make sure that the space is safe. They don't only work in banks, they can work in businesses. For example, now if your business has a website and vital information, maybe data that you don't want the public to access too easily or randomly, you will need somebody to secure that space for you. And that's the job of your cybersecurity. These guys are making money, I won't lie to you. Then next on the list is product management and UI UX design. So product management and UI UX design, they are two different things, but they work hand in hand. Now, the product manager, just as the name implies, is, for example, now, yeah, if Access Bank, I'm giving an example. If Access Bank says, okay, we want to bring out an app that can help to detect where the nearest ATM is closest to anybody. Now it's a product they want to launch. It is the product manager that will be in charge of that campaign, what the app will look like and everything. Now, once it has been agreed on what they want the app to look like, the functionality and everything, they relate it to the UI UX designer. Then the UI UX designer is the one that designs everything. Just access any bank you're using, the look, where the buttons are, everything, it was designed by somebody. That is UI UX design. So most companies use it. Apart from apps, they design websites, anything designed. All these sophisticated flyers you see online, they were designed by these guys, the UI UX designers. So that's it for them. Then the cloud computing and the DevOps, these guys are responsible for whatever that happens on the cloud, like information on the cloud, data basically. They deal with data as well. Then we have the blockchain and web development. Some of you would know about this one. That's if you're into crypto and forex. Those are the guys that develop the space where all those things happen. Some people might wake up tomorrow and say they want to create a coin, just like, and I know some of you heard about Pi. It was created by somebody. Some people developed the how do I put it, the environment for this thing to work well. Is this guy's duty, the blockchain and web development guys. The digital marketing guys and the SEO. SEO means search engine optimization. So now digital marketers, their duty is to make sure that whatever business, their duty is to make sure that businesses are being seen by the final consumers online. That's why it's called digital marketing. So these guys are responsible for, they're experts at running advertisement, Facebook ads, social media ads, email marketing, SEO, like I said. Search engine optimization basically is whether your business is being seen on the first or second page of Google. There are experts that can make it happen. So if, for example, now you are selling shoes or bags and you want your business to be seen on the first page of Google, you hire the service of an SEO expert. Then if you want your brand to be seen online, Instagram, Facebook marketing, Facebook, TikTok, wherever, you hire the service of a digital marketer, which you can learn as well to do it yourself. So this skill in particular is not limited to, okay, because you don't want to use this as a business. No, you can actually learn the skill and incorporate it into your business to make your business to be seen. So that way, you even save money for yourself. You don't need to pay somebody to do it for you. You learn it on your own. You do your stuff for yourself. Then technical writing and content creation. This one, people look down on them, but currently now, they're one of the hot cakes. Now, technical writing, and content creation. Technical writing in itself, not just anyhow writing. Anybody can write, read and write. But technical writing, for example, now, if you want to how do I put it? Maybe let's use advertisement. You want to run an ads and say, okay, I want to run an ads. You're not just running the ads. What is your write-up going to contain? Your write-up has to be compelling enough so that anybody that reads it or sees your product will say, okay, yes, so I'm interested in this. That's where the technical writers come in. Not just, it doesn't have to be only advertisement, but it's just an example. So the writers will write in a way that will make that maybe to pass the right message for people to see it and say, okay, yes, I have interest in this. Then the content creation, I mean, everybody knows what this is. Everyone is on social media at some point. You see what's happening. They create content for certain brands. You see the likes of Sabino's, Just Too Funny, and people like that. They create content for brands. Now, content creation is not easy. People downgrade these guys because they feel like you just come and shoot videos and no. You have to think creative. You have to be creative. You think deep. What do I need to do? What do I need to act out to pass this message within a specific amount of time? Now, this is the challenge because they have to think of, okay, an average person has an attention span of about I think is it 10 to 30 seconds. So if you don't capture the attention of your customer within that space of 30 seconds, that particular customer will go. It's not like he will not come back, but at that point, you've lost his attention, you've lost his potential to buy. That's what these guys will consider. So that's why in the Nigerian settings now, Nigerians like joke. So that's why you see most content creators using skits or funny videos to catch your attention. Then they sell what they want, and then they advertise what they want to advertise. So that's content creation. Then virtual assistance and customer support. Virtual assistance is you have to be very versatile, and mostly you have to learn these packages, mostly CRMs and the Microsoft package itself, because as the name implies, virtual assistance, you are assisting somebody, someone that maybe he's too busy to do things for himself in his work, maybe a businessman. Your duty is to, maybe if calls are coming in, you answer the calls for him, give him reports, schedule his meetings, schedule his flights. That's your duty, and you can do it remotely. People do it remotely. Then customer support, just as the name implies, customer support. Maybe, for example, if a company that sells tires, for example, now says, okay, we have a lot of customers, they have questions. Some of them might be calling to make inquiries. Somebody has to be there to attend to them. Somebody has to be there to answer their questions. That is the duty of the customer support. So you can do this remotely. You don't have to be in the office. Some people do. I have friends that do this remotely, and they earn cool cash in foreign currencies, pounds and dollars. So that's it for. I mean, just like I said before, this is not limited to just this. The other roles you can work remotely as. This is a lot. List is a lot, but these ones are currently in high demand as at between the year of 2020 to 2025. These ones have been found to be in high demand. So once you can learn any of this, I think you'll be hot cake. So now this is a chart showing the percentage increase in demand within 2020 to 2025. So as you can see, software development has increased by about 35%. Data science has increased about 40%. So it's in demand. Cybersecurity, like I said before, these guys are hot cake. See, we are 50% in demand. Product management itself, 30% from 2020 to 2025. Cloud computing guys, 45. Blockchain guys, so like I said before, see where they are, 55. Then digital marketing, 25, which is still fair. Technical writing, 20% increase. Virtual assistants, 15% increase. So all these guys, over the past 5 years, the demand for these guys is high. Most especially in the Western world, even in Nigeria too, the demand for these guys are very, very, very high because people are coming up with businesses, startups, and stuff like that. So the demand for these guys are high. So if you can leverage on any of this, hone the skill, harness the skill properly, you'll be in demand as well. So that's it for the roles. Now, you don't just talk about roles without having the skill sets to work. You get. But before I start this, does anybody have? I believe, okay, if you know how to use Microsoft Excel properly here, or Microsoft package, it just indicates. If you know how to use Microsoft Excel or any of the Microsoft packages very, very well, properly, just indicates. Then
Use
if you've used it,
raise symbol. You can indicate it on the hand raise symbol or in the chat box, whichever.
Anybody? If you use Microsoft Excel, you know how to use it, or you've used it to do a job before or something, you know how to use it. Just indicate. Okay, I did that, yo. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Mr. Adedayo, I have sent a request for you to unmute your microphone.
Okay. All right. Good evening.
Yeah, good
Yes,
evening.
I'm fairly good in Microsoft Excel. I use it to analyze data at work. So Microsoft Excel, I'm good at. I'm fairly good at it. Sir. Thank you.
That's good. That's one of the one of the basic analytics tools.
Mr. Idris indicated as well. Mr. Idris.
Is he in data as well? Are you in data as well, Mr. Adedayo? I think he's muted already. Okay, that's fine. So just like I said before, there are skill sets needed for remote jobs. Some of them don't have to be too sophisticated. They're as basic as these Microsoft skills I've mentioned, just learning Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and the likes of it. Some even go as far as maybe just learn basic tools, maybe CRM tools and stuff like that. These are just the apps you need to learn. But the skill set for remote jobs, we have the hard skills, the soft skills, and the continuous learning. So for hard skills, this is where you learn the tools, like I said before, required to excel in these fields, whatever field you might be in. So for example, if you say you want to go into data analysis, yeah, there are certain tools you need to learn as an analyst. First of all, you have the basic level, which is the junior entry, then the junior role, then you can get the advanced to senior. So for junior level, for data analysts on junior level, the tools you just need are Excel, Power BI, SQL. You get. So Excel, Power BI, SQL. So then if you want to go further, you can learn R, predictive analysis. You can learn if you can go far you can go as far as learning machine learning, which is learning some programming language, Python and the likes of it. That's for, I'm just giving an example. I'm talking, so I'm talking about the data analysis because that's my field. So these are the tools you need to learn. For example, so for all those roles, they have their tools you need to learn as well. So you just need to learn those tools first, because without those tools, you can't even work safe. Without those tools, you can't do any work. So you need those tools to help you to work properly. And you don't have to be 100% good at it, but at least if you can be about 70-80% good at it, you learn on the job for the rest. Most people learn on the job when they get hired. So just know the basics. Know what each of these tools are supposed to do first. Understand the environment in these tools, then you're good to go. Then the soft skills itself, effective communication, time management, adaptability, and self-motivations. These are very, very important, especially the effective communication. Because somebody gives you a task to do, you need to give a report on what you've done. So if you cannot communicate effectively, you might have done it well, but because you didn't communicate it effectively to your boss or whoever you're communicating to, you didn't do anything. So that particular one is very, very important. Then time management. This is where some people fail it or get problems in. Now, time management, because most people work remotely, they feel like they have all the time in the world. They tend to procrastinate and do stuff like that, which is not good. So, not because you're working remotely, you should procrastinate all the time, no, or you should leave things undone. So, it's basically like a real job. It's like going to the office, but in your house. So if you know normally you go to the office, maybe you go to office by 9 o'clock and finish at 6 o'clock, just go to your workspace in your house, go to your table, sit down there, check the task that you're supposed to do that day, do all of them. If it's possible, if you can finish all of them and you can do the one you want to do for tomorrow, that day, part of it, you do it as well. So this is just, then you have the rest of the day to yourself. Time management. And as fortunately, most of these remote roles, you basically don't do so much remotely. Like me now, sometimes I wake up in the morning, the only thing I just need to do is just to create a report, a dashboard, and send. That's all, I'm done for the day. Sometimes it might just be they just call me on phone. What have you done? I'll tell them this, and this. That's all. Or they'll send an email. They're asking for maybe just 1 or 2 questions concerning the data. A data set, maybe, for example, like I think on Thursday, I was asked about the analytics of our marketing. How many people have the ads reached and stuff like that? Who should we target more? So you just go to your data because it's easy to do. You just go to your data, check everything, do it, pull it up, and give them the result. That's all. So, but apart from this, the other tasks you still have to do, but you have to be time conscious. You don't have all the time to yourself. Don't say because it's remote. Tomorrow I will do it. By 6 o'clock I will do it. No, do it that time. You're supposed to do it. Then adaptability. You need to be able to adapt. Working remotely or doing all these remote jobs, you have to be able to adapt very well, because to an extent, sometimes after learning all the softwares you need to learn, sometimes the companies have their own personal software they would like you to learn. Don't say because you've learned Excel, the company now tell you, come and work with Google Sheets. You tell them, no, it's Excel I learned with, I must use Excel. No, Google Sheets is another way, is a lookalike. It's not just a carbon copy of Excel. You get, so you have to be able to adapt. And like I said before, you will learn some of them on the job. You get, they'll teach you their own software, their own way, their own tradition, how they operate in the company, their own terminologies. They will teach it to you. Just get the basic skills first. Then the continuous learning. You don't just learn the skill and sit down there and say, okay, I've learned Python, I've learned Excel, I've learned Power BI. You sit down there and say, no, this is the end. You have to keep growing, because every day, every moment, tech industry is evolving. You have to evolve with the trend. If you don't evolve with the trend, you become irrelevant. Because, for example, now, maybe if you're working I keep using data analysis because what I can resonate with. So if you're working as a data analyst, for example, and you are still using Excel, Excel is not a bad tool, but the data world has advanced past Excel. These days, there's what they call SQL. It requires a level of coding. But if you say, okay, I only know Excel, but now the world is going into SQL. If you go to Indeed or all these platforms and check for jobs, you type data analyst, one of the major criteria is SQL. Some even go as far as saying Python. But if you stick to just, okay, I've learned only Excel, I am a data analyst, no. You need to keep evolving. Even in that Excel, you might even realize that there's certain things you don't even know. You just need to keep upgrading yourself in that field so you can stay relevant in the industry. If a new tool comes out tomorrow and they say, okay, this tool makes work easier and faster for work to be done for you, learn that tool, adjust immediately so you can stay relevant. So that's it for the continuous learning. So these are the skills you actually need to excel in any remote job. First of all, like I said before, master the tools. Then there's some soft skills you need to have, effective communication being one of them, time management skill. You have to be able to adapt. And that self-motivation, I didn't talk about it, sorry. So that self-motivation, that's where the discipline comes in. Nobody's at home to monitor you. Nobody. But work has to be done. This is what will likely put food on your table. So you have to motivate yourself. You wake up in the morning, you do what you're supposed to do. But because nobody's there to monitor you, some people tend to feel relaxed or they don't feel motivated because they're not going to work, they're not going out, they're just in their house. So that's why most people, what they do is in their houses, they dedicate a space. They intentionally buy a table, a chair away from your bedroom. It could be in your sitting room. Just dedicate a space so that when you go there, you sit down there. You're sitting down there. You're working for 6 hours straight, 5 hours, or 7 hours. You know that yes, this is for work, and you achieve what you're supposed to achieve. You have to self-motivate yourself. Then, if you are lucky enough, maybe if you have people that are in the same field with you, if you are lucky, good for you. Join the community. You ask each other questions. You motivate each other. You get so if this person is working, you are working. You guys are always talking, interacting, sharing ideas. You get so that's it. So that's it for this. You need to know how to do these things. Otherwise, it will be a problem. So the next thing is the platforms and resources for remote jobs. Now, there are platforms where you can look after learning the skills. You can look for jobs there. Put yourself out there, and because if you don't put yourself out there, nobody will know you. You have to be out there. You have to be all out. I'm not saying you should go and be doing video every day. No, keep putting yourself out there, and there are different ways to put yourself out there. So we have freelance platforms. That if you want to go freelancing, you have Upwork, you have Fiverr, we have Freelancer, we have TopTal. So these are platforms where you can get gigs from. For example, now.
Take a shot of the platforms.
Sorry?
No, not you. I'm asking them to take a shot of the platforms.
Okay, yeah. You can take a shot of the platforms. But before I go further, has anybody here worked on any of these platforms before? Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, TopTal? Who has gotten a job there before? Nobody? There was a lady that said she had done remote job before. I don't know. I can't remember her name again, please.
That's Ms. Ifeoluwa.
Yeah, Ifeoluwa.
I've asked you to unmute, please. Ifeoluwa, are you on the call?
I'm sorry, my background is so noisy.
We can hear
yes,
you.
I didn't use any of those platforms to get it. It was through a referral.
Through referral, yeah? Okay, it's fine. So my first ever online job, online gig came from Upwork. My first work ever remotely came from Upwork. That was where I did I had to learn how to do an app or test it using certain dollars and all this. They were paying in dollars for a particular project. So if they build a new website, they need people to test it first before they put it out to be sure that yes, it's working well. It doesn't contain virus. I won't lie. Sometimes some of those, like this app I tested that time, it crashed my phone. It crashed my phone, but the company compensated for it because I was into work, so it crashed my phone. They know. So they covered for it. So that was my first job on Upwork. Then as time went by, I upgraded. I think I did a digital marketing job there as well one time. Social media handling, yes, from Upwork. So Upwork is a nice place to get your gigs from. Fiverr, Freelancer, TopTal, they are a nice place to get your gigs from on freelance level. So after you've gotten your skill set, before landing the real thing, you can freelance. What freelance means is you're not really tied to one company. You can do a lot of jobs at the same time. Freelancing, that's freelancing. Any job that comes, you take it and do, get your cash, you gain experience. So after learning your soft skill, you can use this to just test the waters, know how good you are. I mean, you don't test the water, you still do a good job. But you need to start out. You might be lucky. Some of these companies will retain you if you do a good job. So That's for that one. Then remote job boards where you can get your jobs from. We have sites like Work Remotely. Sorry, We Work Remotely. That's the name of the website. We Work Remotely. Remote.co. Indeed. Angel. Angel is or Angel. Now, there are different platforms out there. We have track.job. There are plenty. So you can go on there and look out for jobs based on what you know how to do remotely, or based on what you've learned how to do remotely. So these are nice platforms you can jump on and get jobs. Then for the learning resources, you have platforms like Coursera, Udemy, Data Camp, Free Code Camp, and Google. Google to offer. Google is a nice platform to do such. So you can go on any of these platforms and learn a skill remotely. You get, see, remote skills the skills needed in remote to land a remote job is broad. Don't let everybody deceive that any remote job is coding. No, I know some people are running from coding because they feel it's sophisticated. No, you can learn marketing, product management, project management, UI UX designing, how to design. There's a lot. You can learn coding if you want.
Content creation.
Content creation, there are plenty. Just learn as much as you can learn. You can learn jobs. You're not limited to just one. You can learn two. But you just take it a step at a time. You don't crash learn. You take it maybe after learning one, and if you are good enough, you can advance to the next one. You can switch. So you have experience in both. Anywhere opportunity comes in, you're in. You get. Then for the networking part, like I said before, you need to put yourself out there. We have platforms like LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter. There are plenty. There are some tech communities you can join, try and engage. So mostly LinkedIn. You have to optimize your page to look professional, so that, because most recruiters these days, what they do is when they see your application, they check your LinkedIn. Some jobs will tell you must have a LinkedIn page. If you don't have a LinkedIn page, they won't recruit you, because they feel like LinkedIn page is where you're supposed to be updating yourself. They can see almost everything about you. So no matter how little the achievement might look like, put it out there so that people will see. For example, if you go into web development or website creation and you have a LinkedIn profile, if you do a job, whether free or paid, if you do a job, you can talk about it on LinkedIn. Recruiters are seeing these things. So if you might even be lucky yourself, sometimes you don't even have to look for them. They might be wanting to recruit people, and they go on LinkedIn and search maybe website creator or website, and they see your name, and they look at what you've done, and they're impressed. They reach out to you if you get the job. These things happen. So you just need to keep putting yourself out there. So if you don't put yourself out there, nobody will see, nobody will know what you're doing. And sometimes when you apply for jobs, because most of these remote jobs, they're practical. There's no way for them to confirm if you can do it or not without them seeing what has been done before. So they need to see. So how do they know that you have done these things before? There has to be a place where you save them. It doesn't have to be this platform. Some people build a portfolio they create a website, a portfolio, they put their stuff there, but they still find a way to advertise it. So LinkedIn is already it's more like a free advertisement. Just come and put just come and put about yourself on it and let it do the job. Keep it active. GitHub as well. People save their stuff, their work on GitHub as well. You just share your link. People can go there, look at what you've done, and reach out to you. So these are networking platforms you need to join as well. So now the next one is challenges of remote work. Now, there are challenges that surround remote work. Both some people that haven't gotten the job and people that are trying to get in, they have challenges. And I want to resonate with Nigeria in particular, because I mean most people here are from Nigeria on this call. So one of it is light, internet, and power supply issues. Miss Catherine, you're laughing. It might sound funny, but it's a big deal. Now, you need power supply and internet to work, mostly internet. You need internet and power supply. I heard that there's one thing that MTN is doing. They've doubled the MB or whatever. They've doubled it. But regardless, you still have to you have to find alternatives. So, for example, now if you're working remotely, nobody says you're on your gym from morning till night. If you're working remotely and your work, you know that yes, maybe you've checked your email, you have tasks to do, and you should know that you should have a generator considering the environment. There's no always light. So if you have this generator on standby, you don't have to put it on every time. Your laptop too doesn't die, should not be dying like that anyhow. You get a laptop that can last for at least 3 hours, 2 hours. You get, so when you put on the generator, you charge up your device. You also work while charging. At some point, you turn it off, your laptop is still on. You can still do the work. So you just have to find alternatives to these things. There has to be alternatives to work, because you can't tell your employer, maybe if God blesses you and you get a job where you earn $3,000 every month and you have a job to do, you not tell your employer that I did not have light. They took my light. The national grid fell. MTN, they've increased their tariff. Is that what you're telling them? They will sack you. So you have to find an alternative, no matter the situation. Sometimes you might not even, if maybe, for example, it's your first time having the job, you can't afford these things. There are ways to go about it. You have friends. We have places you can go to. Thank God in Nigeria, there's this co-working space. They do it in Nigeria. You can go there. There are cheap ones around. You pay.
Give us examples.
Like, okay, example now, in Agor now, there's one place, I've forgotten the name. That place now, when you go there, you can go with your laptop. They have light 247. Just pay 1.5. Pay 1.5 for the day. You have access to everything and internet. There are places like that. I think, okay, then one example is one in Yaba, the Nest Hub. There are some other places around. There's one here. There are some places in Surulere too. You can just quickly check online. There are places that are accessible. You take your laptop there. You just pay. Just know how much it is. If it's what you can negotiate, you negotiate, or you look for a cheaper option. Then pay. Get your work done, because you cannot be giving excuses to your employers every time. If you give an excuse today, give an excuse tomorrow, give an excuse tomorrow, they'll find a replacement. They might not even tell you. You'll find a replacement immediately. One day you wake up, one day you see that your platform is not working again. They've logged you out, waiting to give you sack letter. So that one is important. You need to find alternative in every situation. It might not be internet or power supply. You have to find alternative. You get to get the work done. The work has to be done. Then another one is payments. Most people have issues with payments, especially in Nigeria. Now, if you're working for a company in the US, for example, or in the UK, and they want to send payments to you, of course, you cannot use a regular access bank. You cannot give them a regular access bank. The money will not enter, it will hang. You get, that's number one. Sometimes, if at all it comes in, the exchange rate is not good enough. So that's where you have to consider payments platforms that are good. We have Wise, we have Payoneer, we have PayPal, we have Revolut. We have Gray. There's one that is Nigerian made. It's Gray. It's called Gray. So some of these apps like Gray now, with Gray, you can have a US account, a Euros account, a Pounds account, all in one. So if you're working for any company in any country, they ask for your account number. Just carry your Euros account or your Pounds account, give them. When they send the money, it comes there. In that same app, you can convert to your Naira at a favorable rate. You don't need to go to Abuki. Same thing with Payoneer. Payoneer, the same thing, but Payoneer doesn't convert. So you get the money from Payoneer, you send it to your local bank. You still get your money. The thing is, you are working. Your work is not for free. Your money must get to you. You have to make sure your money gets to you. Some people have issues with this. They finish working. They send them the money. but the money is hanging. The money will not get to them. It won't go back to the company. It's hanging. Why? Because the payment method is not good enough. So you have to, before you do anything, you have to confirm if your bank accepts such payment. You get, if your bank accepts such payment, then the limit, because of what's happening in the world today, a lot of fraudulent activities, there's limits. So if your bank has a limit of, for example, maybe $2,000 for a month, and you earn, God bless you, earn $4,000. If they send $4,000, it will hang. The system was made that way to detect that, okay, if more than $2,000 comes in, block it. You now have to start verifying. Sometimes you verify. This process takes long and it's frustrating. You don't want to go through that process. Then the next one is time zone difference. You need to know who you are working for. Which country are they? Know the time zone. So now, for example, if you're working for a company in Australia, that means Australia's time is very far. If you're working for a company like Australia, or let's bring it to the US, for example, now, you should know that in Nigeria, you should switch. Your normal morning in Nigeria is your night. You have to be sleeping that time. Then in the night, that's when you should be working. Because the company now is, how do I put it now? Okay, now currently US is about 6 hours behind Nigeria. So currently now we are in this, now it's 12, is to 1 in Nigeria. You can't say because you're in Nigeria now, you want to go and sleep now. Meanwhile, you're working for a company in the US that this is when work is at its peak. So you have to be conscious of the time zone difference, so that you won't miss out on, you won't have issues with, I did not know the time was like this. No, nobody will take such excuse from you. Then the next one is job application competition. This one is where people struggle. So you have to be very smart in the job market, very, very smart. This is where building your portfolio comes in. No matter how, like I said before, no matter how little it is, try and build. For example, if you learn data analysis, don't say until I get a job before you start working. No. There are resources. You can do projects, personal projects. It doesn't have to be paid. You just keep using to build yourself. Now, whatever projects you do, you save because it's the work that was done. You worked with real life data. So you save it. So when the opportunity comes and they ask, what have you done? What can you present that you've done? You show them, this is what I've done. You did not like they ask, what have you done? And say, I just finished the program. I say, let me wait for a job to come. Like nobody will hear that one. You have to build yourself. Then you network properly. Network with the right people, meet the right people, go for the right events. Sometimes don't wait till you see it on your ads. Look for them. If you go to Google, look out for conferences that concerns what you are interested in. You get. Then lastly, upskilling improve job success. You have to keep upskilling, like I said before. Upskilling. Don't forget to upskill. Most of these conferences, they have updates. When you go to them, they tell you the latest trends. So you have to find a way to be going for it. Find a way to go so you can upskill. Using 6G, you'll not be using 3G. And in your mind, they are still working good. No, they've got you. And before you meet up, it takes time. So as it's happening, be following the trend. Be up to date. Ask questions. If you don't know it, ask. Don't do as if you know it all. You need people. Community is a big deal when working remotely. Look for people, look for like minds. People that are doing the same thing with you, so that when you get stuck in a particular area because you don't know it all, somebody will be there to answer you or help you out. So that's the challenge and and how to go about it. I'll say it again. Put yourself out there. LinkedIn, GitHub, put yourself out there. Sometimes when you go for some of these conferences, intentionally talk about it. because you don't know whether you're talking to your next recruiter. So you might go out and I think that was how I got Value X. That was how I got Value X. It was just on a group call like this. We're just on a group, random, was it Twitter space or so? I can't remember. Then I said something. I've forgotten what I said. Luckily for me, the HR of Value X was on that call. After that session, she reached out to me and started asking me further questions, whether I have knowledge about. I said, yes, I have knowledge about this. So she said, okay, show me. Luckily for me, I had little work I've done already, so I showed her. That was how I got the job. I didn't do much, I did no stress. That was how I started working with Value X. Then I grew in the company. So you have to always put yourself out there, always. Then the next one is leveraging Nigerian tech communities and support networks. It's still the same thing I've said before. So I'll say it again. Tech hubs and boot camps. So organizations like Brainary and Della, Alt School Africa, and Ingressive for Good, they provide training and mentorship. So just affiliate yourself with organizations that offer trainings and mentorships, boot camps. Now, what boot camps do is, let's say, for example, now if you've learned data analysis and you need a place to practice what you've learned, yeah, boot camps are the perfect place to go to. So you go to boot camps, you join, you see people like you, people that have done the same thing, people that have learned the same thing you've learned. Some of them have even learned it before. They're just trying to keep practicing. So what bootcamp does is it brings you people together. You think alike. Sometimes you might work on projects together. Then when you work on projects together, it's building a lot of things. You're building your ability to work with a team, and then communication skill too, because you must talk, you present. So you have to affiliate yourself with boot camps and tech hubs. Keep looking for how to keep joining these people. Then, like I said before, tech events and hackathons. Tech events is maybe if you check around your area and see that you're hosting a conference or a webinar or a meeting, and you can have access to the event, go for it. Because ideas will be shared. You might think you know it all until you go for conferences. You will hear a lot of things, a lot of new things that will come out. It will shock you. You'll be like, do you know anything at all? So if you keep going for tech events, you will broaden your knowledge, because what you don't know, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't know it, you don't know it. You have to know it first. So you go to tech events and keep expanding. Number one, you're networking. You're gaining knowledge. Then hackathons and boot camps, they are almost the same. Just that hackathons, there's no learning. You don't need to learn anything. Hackathon is more like come and practice what you've done. So hackathon, for example, now, okay, let me know data analysis again. Let's use websites, web development. Now, hackathon now, they might say, okay, create a website for a business that is maybe, okay, create a website for a logistics business with a feature that allows people to order, to place their order, yes, to order for logistics service and track it. You get. Now, this is what they've told you to do. It's not told you that we do it. They won't tell you to go home and do it. So what hackathon will do is you will be there. It doesn't have to be physical. It could be online. You'll be there. You'll be doing this project for hours. It can last for 4 hours, 5, 6 hours. The one hackathon I did recently, we had to create a model for a predictive model. So it lasted for 6 hours with breaks in between. So what this thing does is what you've done in that hackathon is still a work that was done. You put it out there. You were in so and so hackathon. This is what we did. You put it. You get. Then maybe if you did it with somebody else and you have to cite the person, you can attach the person's name. It was a teamwork. These were my team members. This is what we achieved. This is a project. So that's what hackathon. So hackathon will help you to still strengthen your skills that you've learned. Then mentorship and accountability. So if you can find a mentor that you can be accountable to, that can put you in track. If you have any question, you ask. You say, okay, sir, ma, this thing is giving me a tough time. What do you think I should do? What's your advice? Should I do like? Should I not do like this? You get that way you grow. Look for people that are in that are in the industry doing. Because it sounds easy, like it sounds sweet in the mouth when they say learn tech skill, learn tech, learn tech, learn tech. When the real deal starts, can you guys still hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
When the real deal starts, when the learning the tech starts, some people are not mentally strong enough. They fall back. Maybe, for example, now maybe as you're learning maybe data analysis, we get to SQL. Now, because SQL now, you've jammed place like they say, okay, use certain codes, line of codes. You say, more coding is not for you. That way you say withdrawing already. So you need to have a partner that can say, okay, I know, or come we'll learn this thing together. So both of you will do it together. You're accountable to him or him or her. He or her is accountable to you as well. So you guys will grow together. Then don't forget mentors too. You have to be accountable. If not, you will not really grow fast. You think you're going, you don't do anything. You will not grow. You find yourself you find yourself paying for a course 10 times. You've not learned anything. Some people do it. Some people are like that. I know someone that has done data science, data analysis like 4 times. He has paid for 4 courses in data analysis. Why? Because he will start at some point in time to look as if he doesn't know anything. The interest will die. And nobody is there to say, continue. So you have to look for someone like can say, okay, yeah, so I'm accountable to you. Every day, you will talk about this, we'll talk about this, we'll talk about this. You keep track of each other's progress. That's where you grow. It's still something as being in community. You get. So that's it for that. So the next one is the benefits, the financial benefits of remote and tech work. Like I said before, most of the list I have here is not everything. It's just a bit of what is in the industry, but these are the ones that are in high demand. So most of these in high demand remote skills, you get paid for them, and they pay them well, not peanuts, well. Now, is one of the benefits here. You earn higher, multiple streams of income. So you earn higher. Now it's not a news. Remote jobs often pay more than local alternatives. To bust you guys' brain, there's this job I did too in Nigeria one time. More like a freelance role. Guess what we did? We just chat. You just chat with people and earn. They were paying about 0.05 euros per message. You just chat. So in a day, if you send 400 messages in a day times 30 days, that's 12,000 messages, yeah? Now do 12,000 messages times 0.05. That's about 600 euros or 700 euros, if I'm not mistaken, every month. That's actually almost 1.2 million from just doing what? Chatting. It sounds very basic and easy, but see. So you tend to earn higher than locals. Even with just chatting, I was able to earn more than people that work in the bank, people that work in different sectors. You get from just chatting. Then it allows you to have multiple streams of income because you can freelance, you can do side projects, and you can also have passive. You can also do it as passive income. So you might be working for a company now. It doesn't stop you from doing freelance jobs. So you can do your freelance jobs and still be working for the company because you can work remotely. You're at home. Just make sure that each task that you have at hand is being done. So that's it for this part. So now I will show you how much in pounds some of these roles earn annually. So now, for software developers, software development, on an entry level, that's beginner stage, you can earn between the range of £55,000 to £80,000 annually. Now, these prices here are not fixed. It's also relative to companies too. So some companies might likely pay entry levels for software for maybe £40,000 annually, which is still okay. See the mid-level, £80,000, £85,000, senior, £85,000, £90,000. See data science or data and analytics, entry level, £50,000, £70,000 annually. Some companies will put you on probation of £36,000 or 38.5 or whatever annually. Mid-level, see it, £70,000 to £85,000. So this is the list of earnings you can earn in this particular field. Like I said before, there are many others, but these are the earning ranges in pounds as at 2024, 2025. But like I said before, it's to an extent, it also depends on the company that you're working with. Some of them might be slightly lesser than this, but on average, it's still okay. So other benefits include, like I said before, flexibility. You get to work from anywhere. You get to set your own schedule. You have more time for your personal life. The cost of saving is good. You're not going anywhere, no transportation cost. Like, what are you spending money on? If it's in Nigeria, maybe fuel and data, finish. Maybe food, you get. So you don't have to think of what will I wear to work. You can be in your house and not comb your hair. You cannot rub makeup. Stay in your house and do your work. Nobody cares. Just do your work. Then, increased productivity, fewer distractions. Excuse me, customizable workplace, and better focus to work deeply. Like I said before, if you want to be productive, you just dedicate a space. If it's time to work, you go there. You don't have any distraction. You can customize your workspace. If you want to have music, it's your business. If you want to put TV, just do what makes you work well. If you want to put food near you, if you want to put fridge near you, no problem. Just work. So that's it. Then access to global job opportunities. You can work with a company anywhere in the world. It's called remote for a reason. There's nothing like because you're in Nigeria, you come and be trekking to Germany. No, it's remote. You can work for any company anywhere in the world. Then for health and well-being, it's less stressful. You just have to use your mental strength, which you can regulate. Better work balance. The better work balance, most times is women tend to look for remote jobs because when they start having kids, they need time for the kids. Some men too, they just like to be at home, no stress. That way, you won't spend time with your loved ones because you're home, you're working from home. So once it's time to work, you just have your time to work. You can easily if you just turn back, you have seen your child or you have seen your wife. Then more control over breaks. So nobody will come and tell you, oh yeah, it's 12 o'clock, I'll go for break. No. You can take your break as you like, but you still have to do the work. Then career growth, there's room for growth and learning in working in the tech space or remote jobs. Then you have an increased job satisfaction because you earn well and less stressful. You tend to save more and stuff like that. So I think that is all for today. So now if you have any questions you want to ask or any experience you'd like to share, it's perfect time.
Let's give a wonderful round of applause, please. I want to see the claps in the everywhere, on the chat, everywhere. Please, let's applaud him. Let's applaud him. The value he has given us here. Mr. Kosi, I am sorry to cut you, but you see, let me even make some comments before we move on to the question and answer. But I have written down my questions here, and you've answered everything, even before I get to ask these questions. So many other things I put down here. You've answered almost everything. So we have learned, yeah, thank you. Keep the claps coming. Keep them coming, please. We have learned from you, and I don't know if there was any question, but let me leave you to ask your question, because what I want to ask here might take a long time. So I'll just leave the floor for others to ask, then I'll ask last, and then we can call it a night. So please, the floor is open. Thank you very much. Keep the claps coming. Ms. Esther, please take a shot of the claps. We need those claps. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So if you have, thank you so much, Ms. Lillian. Thank you, Mr. Kosi. You've done so well. You've done absolutely well. This is an information that many people would pay hugely just to get, and you're giving it to us on a platter. Thank you. You have really shown us the path to success, and we promise to walk through that path, right? Do we promise? Thank you. So if you have a question, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep the claps coming. Ms. Esther, take a shot of those claps. They are just so beautiful to see. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. How can we find you on LinkedIn, sir? Yeah, how can we find you on LinkedIn? That's the first question. Please, you can put your questions in the chat box. And if you would like to speak, please, I would even advise you speak, talk, just indicate, give me the hand raise symbol, and I'll ask you to unmute. All right? Okay. So how can we find you on LinkedIn? We're definitely going to put your LinkedIn handle on the platform, but please, you can let us know how we can find you on LinkedIn.
Okay, I'll drop my LinkedIn handle on the chat section there. You can find me there.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. Ms. Prudentia is appreciating you, and every other person is giving you an applause. Thank you so much. Any other question? I'm not seeing any hands up. It means we understood everything, and I'm sure that by next month, everyone is going to land a remote job, right? Okay, so while we wait for others to ask their question, let me just go on with mine. I don't even know whether to call it a question or an addition. Now, okay, how easy is it to get these jobs? Takosi, how easy is it to get these jobs? Is it even easy?
Okay, I won't come and tell you that it's going to be bed of roses. It's not easy. It's not easy. I won't lie to you. It's not easy. Just like I said before, you just keep putting yourself out there. You have to be very strategic. You upskill. It's a process. You don't just finish learning the skill today and say, I must get a job tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. So you upskill today. You put yourself out there. You keep searching. You have to put in the work. For example, if you learn data analysis or you learn web designing, for example, after learning it, you don't just say because I've learned it, or let's work for me. No, you send one application and feel that you get a job. No. Sometimes you will get 100 unfortunates. Maybe you will send you 100 rejections, 200 rejections, 300 rejections. You have to keep putting it out there. You won't say you will stop, because there's this saying that how do I put it? You have to be ready, so that when opportunity meets
preparation.
Preparation, yeah. So you have to be prepared. So when the opportunity comes, you will hit it. It's not when opportunity comes that when you want to start getting prepared. No, you miss it. So you just have to put yourself out there first. Keep putting yourself out there. It surely pay off. I'm not saying I'm not going to tell you to be easy or go to one website and it's not easy anywhere. No matter the website you apply on today, it's not easy. You just have to keep applying. You keep upgrading, upskilling. Those platforms I gave before, Indeed, Upwork, Fiverr, you can do freelancing or just put yourself out there. Sometimes when you go out, have these conversations with friends. When you go for conferences, have these conversations with people. You will be lucky. You will see someone that needs your service. He might not need your service, but he will refer you. That way, you will land the job. But one thing is for sure, you will land the job. But you just have to be consistent. You have to keep showing up. You can't say you do it today and not do it tomorrow. No. You have to keep showing up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have another question here. Another question. What advice would you give to someone transitioning into tech and currently training as a data analyst?
I mean, data analysis is an in-demand skill at the moment. Very, very in demand. Most in short, in the Western world is one of the as in people are rushing data analysis, but you have to be, like I said, you have to be good. You have to be good. If you are still learning, if you are still training, learn what you must. You get the basics are Excel, Power BI, SQL. With these three tools, you can start looking for jobs while still upskilling. You learn you should know Excel, Power BI, SQL are just tools. You can still learn more too. You can learn a programming language, Python. You can go as far as learning R. Just keep learning. But the advice I will still give you is just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Because one thing you should understand is no skill is a waste. No skill is a waste at all. You might feel like you've learned it, you're not using it, but one way or the other, in front, you will use it and it will pay off. Apart from everything Dr. Catherine read about me, I'm also a certified digital marketer. I used to run ads, Facebook ads. I handle social media accounts. But because I was trying to go with the tech trend, at some point I realized that data analysis was more in demand. I decided to learn, but that was after I had finished perfecting myself in digital marketing. So I can even run ads for brands and say, okay, I want to run ads, pay me, do this one for me. It's still a skill. A skill is a skill, regardless. Like I said before, it might not land you to your paradise immediately, but it's a process. You definitely get there. And besides, there are different ways, There are different ways you can even use your knowledge. You don't necessarily have to wait till you land the job. Sometimes you create the job. How? If you've learned data analysis, to the point of mastery, you can teach it.
Monetizing your knowledge.
You monetize your knowledge, you can teach it, then make it a business. You might even be lucky yourself in the process of making it a business, people see that you know what you're saying. As you're making it a business, you become a consultant. You can even start taking those jobs and act like an agency. You still make your money, regardless, with your knowledge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kosi. Thank you so much. In all sincerity, everything Mr. Kosi has said is true, and I learned a lot from this man. In fact, he is one of the people that made me to take LinkedIn more seriously. I am telling you the truth. Sometimes when he's maybe on break at work, he would come with his laptop. I would come with my laptop. We'll be online searching for freelance jobs, that is related to my own niche. So everything he's telling you here is nothing but the truth. But where we'll have a problem now, where I know people usually have a problem, that's why I smiled when you said something, is giving up halfway. Giving up halfway. You search and search, the job is not coming, and then you give up. No, just keep showing up, keep doing what you do. Do it like your life depends on it. Don't give up. It will definitely pay off. I'll always say whenever I share any of my success stories, your hard work, your smart work will definitely pay off. I'm telling you the truth. So you're not doing it because you're timed. Don't make your enthusiasm or your whatever it is that is motivating you, don't let it be time-based. Like tell yourself, oh, if I don't get it before this time, then it means it's not for me. No, it should be something you do as a lifestyle. You understand? So that's the Mr. Kosi, you're not really told us your story. Your story about your jobs, how you land these yeah, because it's motivating, you know. Your story, Mr. Kosi is not in he's not in Nigeria now, he's in the UK. And it is this same remote jobs that took him there. That every Mr. Kosi, please tell us. I don't want to say it. Tell us how it happened, how it all happened from just working remotely. I didn't know this man all the while in Nigeria. This man was being paid in pounds. Huh? So please tell us. It's motivating. Just a bit, you know, the one we should know. They're not saying you should tell us everything, but it's what we should know. So it's motivates us.
Okay, not to waste any time, I'll be brief about it. So, my journey remotely started while I was in school, while I was still in uni. While I was still in uni, so there was this conference I went for one time back then in uni. They talked about remote jobs and everything, so I picked interest in it. Then I started looking online, freelance. I started with freelancing, any random freelance jobs I could just do remotely. So that was why I got to know about web and app testing, where you test websites and applications for companies. So with that, I did it the first time. I didn't get the job first because I was just on Upwork. I didn't know about the other ones. I was also on Upwork looking for jobs, looking for gigs. So when I got the first job, I was paid in dollars. Then I was paid in dollars. I was like, oh, okay. If I can be paid in dollars, I can. If I can earn in dollars, I should do more. Then that was how I continued. I continued. Then after school, I got another job for data entry, but that was on a contract, on a 5 month, 6 months contract. What was my job? I go to LinkedIn, get people's details, like based on survey, get their details. I go on Instagram, sorry, based on surveys, get their details. So this company, they use it for, I don't know, I can't really remember what they use it, what they use the data for, but they're into data, you get. So, but they were following the data policies. I think the company was in Australia. So it was while I was working on that, then I got on a conference. Like I said before, I got on a conference. I said something. The recruiter from Value X was there. So she reached out to me whether I had any experience in data and stuff like that. I said yes. So she reached out to me, asked me a few questions. I answered. I landed the job in data in Value X. Then that aside, I mentioned chat moderating. That chat thing I was doing. So while I was doing the chat thing, as well, I was dedicated to the job. I was good. Then I was then referred by my supervisor then to work with new media service. So in new media, at new media service, I became a team manager and team lead, team manager. I didn't put one part there. I became their director in Africa as well. So under my team, I had over 1,000 people from the entire Africa, from different countries under my team. I was paid per productivity. So by God's grace, in a month from that, I could see as much as maybe €1,000, 1,005 euros every month. So that was where I decided to learn extra. I did digital marketing alongside when I was working that. I became a certified digital marketer, both on Google and off Google with an agency. Then I switched to do data analysis. So then how I landed the job in data analysis was LinkedIn as well. Yes, no, indeed. I kept on applying because I found it data analysis to me it looked interesting. So I wanted to be in that space. I kept on applying. While I was applying, I was still doing some personal projects. So I kept on applying until one of the recruiters gave me a listening ear and said, okay, we've seen your application. What have you done? So then I brought up my portfolio. I showed him. He saw it and said, okay, that he's going to give me the job. There are still certain things there are still certain things they would like me to learn, which is what I said before. You learn the terminologies in the company, what they want from you and stuff like that. That was how I got into the data space, and I've been working there. Then Brainery came up because a friend of mine, myself and a friend of mine were thinking of, okay, since we've learned this, we've gone far in this, we want to teach people how to go about this thing, how to get these skills. We teach them this data analysis or software development. They get to harness the skills and do it for themselves. So that's where Brainery came into play. So here I am. That's me. Then I came to UK to do my master's as well. Data science master's to further in the data space as well. So that's all. That's me.
Wow. One thing I learned from your story is that you did not depend on one stream of income.
No.
You continued. You were not carried away by or with 1,500 pounds. You continued searching, you continued. So when you get 1,500 pounds from this job, you're getting like $500 from this one. You're getting like, that is it. That is what makes successful people different from others. That is it. You don't depend on, sometimes what we call the side hustle could be the main thing. Who knows? It could be the main thing that would take you to that height in your career. And another thing I learned is that you did not depend on one knowledge, like depending on data. The first one you did digital marketing. You went further to get more knowledge on data analysis and so many other things. That is it in life. Some people would say the moment you stop learning, you start dying, right? So success is continuous. We say the path to success, it doesn't mean that success is a destination. It is continuous. So Mr. Kosi, we really want to appreciate you for this invaluable session. We can't thank you enough. All my questions, you've answered them. You've done a fantastic job. So please, someone asked, can we get a recording of this lecture? Yes, we are uploading to YouTube, and you're going to get it latest tomorrow morning. Yes, we'll upload to YouTube tonight, so you can always watch from our YouTube page. So any other questions? Somebody said something about communication skills. You're most welcome, Ms. Zara. You're most welcome. So please, like I always say, with regards to upskilling, what skill would you advise for communication skill? Okay, Mr. Kosi, so what skill would you advise for communication skill? I don't know whether to answer that or you should answer that. Okay, so let me leave it to you. So please talk about it. So she said, with regards to upskilling, what skill would you advise for communication skills?
Personally, I didn't really go to, how I got to, it's just basically speaking normally. For me, I don't know if there's any special way, but for me, how I did it was, people do their thing. You get to learn from them how they do certain things and all. You just talk normally. You just try to be confident in what you know or what you're doing. Then you speak, you go with the flow. But maybe Miss Katrin, Dr. Katrin might have a better way to advise for the skill.
I don't have too much words to say. Just register for the effective communicator training. We have our alumnus here Ms. Ifeoluwa, she can testify. Mr. Adedayo can testify. Just ready, as long as you're ready to put to practice what you will learn. Don't worry, the sky is not even, we don't see any skies because we don't see any limits. You understand? So that's just register for the effective communicator training where we teach you elocution, how to pronounce your words accurately. Then we teach you communication skills itself, talking about presentation skills, talking about email writing, talking about all those other soft skills you need. Then we teach you public speaking. So all of these together, it's all inclusive and it's a full-blown package, the effective communicator training. That is where you would master the art of communicating. I don't only call it art, I call it the art and the science of communicating effectively. So that is it. So another question here, would you say AI is taking over our usual 9-to-5 jobs? Yes, this is a threat. It's like a potential threat. Artificial intelligence, please tell us, would you say, thank God you are in one of those Western worlds, you are in the UK, so what have you seen so far? Do you think in 2045, there will be less jobs for us and more jobs for robots? Tell us about it.
From my experience in the Western world here, AI is not taking over anybody's job. AI is here to make things. Funny enough, what we think in back home is not what these guys think. These guys don't really depend fully on AI. They use AI like an assistant. Okay, I put it in AI because technically what AI does is it gives you information of what people have put online or from people's other ideas. So it can't really take over your jobs per se. You get it can't really give you the real thing as to how a professional will give it to you. It might just make you have an idea of what the thing is looking like, probably to an extent, maybe help you answer certain things. Then that's why most companies, in short, all the companies I know that I've worked for, or even in school, they will tell you that don't give them what AI is giving you, because sometimes it's not, some of them are not really ready to bust your brain. Doing that, there's a way you would do, for example, there's a way you would do a research work, yeah, and tell AI to give you a referencing, and the referencing into generate doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You get, so it's more like what you're giving it is going to try and give you what it is. Even on the AI itself, they will tell you, ChatGPT will tell you that everything is giving you, not everything is giving you is correct.
Yeah.
There's no how it's going to overshadow which it can't really overshadow your job. If you're not good, you're not good. If you are not good, you are not good. You get, okay, for example, now, let's say a content creator that wants to create content depends solely on AI. It's not from your own creativity tank. Now, what you're asking from AI is what has been done before. Somebody's idea. So how do you want to develop it? You start developing somebody else's idea. It doesn't make you creative. It doesn't make you creative. So AI will not really, to me personally, I don't think it's going to overshadow anybody's job. It only makes work easy. Instead of asking too many questions or going to too many sources, just go to your AI, ask it one or two reasonable questions. It gives you an idea, then you can work with it. It's more like a path. Say, okay, this is what it looks like. Follow it like this. Achieve it. But it's not something you copy verbatim and use. No.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kosi. Thank you. I think at this point, we can call it a night. Day one done and dusted. Please, I need just one person to unmute their microphone and give us a review. If you know me, you know in my class, I usually call it class. In my class, you have to talk. You don't hide behind the chat. You have to talk. So who is bold enough? Give me the hand raise. I'll unmute you. Then you say something about the session. Please, let's don't just hide behind, oh, great job, Mr. Kosi, great job. We want you to say it, all right? So please use the hand raise if you want to say something. about what you have learned so far and how you're going to apply what you have learned. Like I always say, it's all about application. We go for conferences, you attend this conference, you attend this conference, you attend this one. If you attend all the conferences in the world and you don't apply, let me use all of us, we are back to square zero. If we attend all of these conferences and we don't apply, we're going back to square zero. And that is not what we're about to do, because forward is what? Forward is the only way. There's no other way. The only way is forward. Nobody's going backward. All right, Ms. Ifeoluwa, I'll ask you to unmute now. You have the floor. So tell us, what is it you've learned, and what is the key takeaway from today's session for you?
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Ms. Catherine, for bringing this session to life and bringing the speaker. There's a lot that I've picked from this, and I think the first thing, because I'm asking myself now, if are you in the right business industry? But we can't all do tech, right? But there's tech related to everything we do. But I picked a lot from the speaker. He has a great wealth of experience, and I can tell that it didn't start today.
Yeah.
Even before I got noticed now, he's been doing a lot of things before now, and he's kept at it. And I'm taking that home with me, because whatever you're doing, you just have to keep at it. You just have to keep improving, keep trying different things, keep building your knowledge. Don't think this is small. Just keep going, just keep getting better and better. So I believe that with his experience, he was able to get the job offer he got, because he had paid his dues in that industry. So this is for me, because yes, I have been thinking of what to do concerning my own line of business, and this has just helped me say, if I don't give up, just keep doing, taking it step by step. Of business. The right opportunity will come.
You never can tell.
Pardon?
Let's know your line of business. You never can tell. You might have
okay. Yeah, I'm into cosmetics manufacturing. I run a beauty brand. We make natural skincare products, and we also manufacture for other brands. And so, yeah, we do a lot of contract manufacturing and all that. So I'm a skincare cosmetics formulator. So this is going to help me to keep going. It's a great encouragement and so insightful for me. So thank you very much for this session.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. So as a skincare expert, you can always, like Mr. Kosi rightly mentioned, you can always monetize your talent, your knowledge. Your face alone is monetizing your talent, because you have a flawless face, right? So you can just put together, a flyer, learn one or two things about skincare, about cosmetic and everything. You have people join you virtually. Mr. Kosi, am I right? That is still working remotely. You come up with let me unmute your microphone. You come up with a webinar or something. You just put it out there. You make sure you do your advertisement rightly, do it well, all right? So that you have more people join you. You can make it a cheap course, say join for 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 naira, as you would want it. Put it out there, people would register. If you want to have it in May, you start your advertisement in March or February. You understand? Put it there. People would register. You do the first one, you do the second one. It's still working remotely. So everything we have learned today, we can leverage them in our different industries. Yes, as long as you have knowledge, you can make money. That is just it. As long as you have knowledge, you can make money. Some people just don't know how to. That is why we have a platform like this to channel you rightly, to help you with your path to success. You understand? So I wish you all the best, Ms. Ifeoluwa. Another thing, Mr. Kosi, another thing, I think you did not mention this one. It's voiceovers. It's remote job as well, right?
Yeah, it's remote. Just like I said, yeah, I didn't. It's not everything that I do.
Yeah, sure. Oh, network and anyone. Okay.
Well,
Continue.
everything all boils down to your strategy. I wanted to tell the fellow something, Cha. So she's in the beauty industry, yeah. So you can, what I can advise from my own knowledge is you can add digital marketing if you want to build your business, or if you want to learn it, if you want to learn something else, like you just want to do something remotely, but if you want to build your business, you can go ahead and learn digital marketing. Now, what digital marketing will do for you is it will give you the skill to be able to promote your brand. You get it will give you the skill. You will learn the strategies, the ways the way businesses, excelling businesses are doing their stuff. You will learn it as well. You get to learn it. You promote your brand using different strategies. With the strategy, you will make sales. Then when you make more sales, you're making money. You can even, if you want to go further, you can say, okay, I've done this for my business, I've grown. I want to add this, I want to use this skill set to make money from other businesses. You now start promoting yourself as social media, what do you call them? Social media advertiser. You run ads for people. You can become a consultant if you want. You run ads for a lot of people. You get to make money. Become a consultant in the advertisement industry. From where? Just from your home. Just one laptop, and that's all.
Thank you so much.
One strategy you can even use for your brand is after running the ads, people come to you. Just like you said, you create a webinar, you talk about your product, people that are interested in it will buy. But that's for another. But the skill set you can add to it is digital marketing if you want to learn. But if you want to learn other things, it's fine.
Skilling.
But one thing that will help your business is digital marketing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Kosi. Ms. Ifeoluwa, I guess you have a lot now. You have a lot. Let me see your book. Is it filled already? The good part is, whichever you miss, you always have the replay to go back to it. So well done. Now, Mr. Kosi, please to end, how can we learn data analysis? Because from your graph, I think it is more in demand, right? So I believe we have some people here who would want to learn data analysis, digital marketing. So how can we learn it? Do you have a course or something? Do you have a one-to-one session or an online course or anything? I don't know. So please, you have the floor.
For data analysis, like I said before, I'm the executive VP of Brainary. And at Brainary, we teach data analysis. For now, just data analysis and software development. We still plan to extend it to cover more in-demand tech skills. But for now, data analysis and software development, mostly data analysis. Now that you said it, so for those that are on this session, we decided to give it a slash. Our programs, we decided to give it a slash for those that are from this session. So we have two programs. We have the Data Explorers programs for beginners, where you get to learn Excel and SQL. Then we have the Mastery program for people that maybe they've learned Excel and maybe a little bit of SQL, but they want to go further. So the Mastery program will cover Power BI and SQL too. So for the Explorers program, it normally runs for 125,000, but we are giving it out to anybody here for 95,000 naira. from 125,000 to 95,000. Then the mastery program, it usually runs for 205, but we're giving it out at 105,500 for anybody from here.
Okay, so I would like to ask, will there be any kind of, because there's something about learning virtually. We don't just want to learn and at the end of the day, we are left to ourselves to just do our thing. So is there any kind of community guidance or mentorship, even after learning? Will it include certification? And would we have access to you to help us land these remote jobs after learning? Because we know that you have the connections, you know how these things work. So what is in it for us after taking this course from you?
Now, after taking the course, there are a few things in it for you. First of all, our certification is recognized, accredited by ACTD in the US.
Okay.
It's accredited.
We can work with that certificate anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So with that, then we offer LinkedIn optimization. We help you to organize your LinkedIn to look marketable to recruiters. We help you with your resume. Then we also offer, not for everybody, we offer internship for few of our best students with certain companies in the US. So you get to intern with them, and if you're good enough, you get to retain you. So that's one of the offer we are offering. Then what else again? You get, like I said, you get access to support, access to not just me. You have a team of trainers. Yeah, so you get to meet, you have access to them. If you have any questions, you get to ask. You get your answers. You get to be in a collaborative space with students like you that you can be accountable to, go through the process, and then you're good. So that's what we have to offer.
Okay, so is it a group coaching session or private? Is it personalized?
It's a group
or
coaching
an online
session.
course?
It's not a course. It's a live session, but it's a group.
Okay.
But if you have any question along the line, you can always ask. You get answers to them. You have access to the trainers. You have access to myself. You have access to everyone. You ask your questions and everything. You get answers to them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please, does anyone have any other question? The group, Ms. Esther, please drop the link on the platform so that the discount, when will it elapse?
We are giving discounts for only people, for you guys on this platform. For outsiders, it's way more than that, but for you guys on this platform, is at that price. So this discount is going to last for 1 week.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. But I had to appeal with Mr. Kosi. I said, my people, we are not in the UK. We are in Nigeria. We have a lot going on. All right, so we had to plead with him and his team to slash the fee to 95,000 Naira. So if you would want to start up a career or continue a career in data analysis, grab this opportunity. And the juicy part is that you're not left alone after training. You're not left alone. You are, if you're good, you can get opportunities. You understand? So you want to take advantage. Please, can we pay in installment?
Yes, there's room for installment payment.
Okay.
Then the duration for the training, it's between 6 to 8 weeks of training.
Wow, that's a long time.
Where you get to you learn, then you have 2 weeks to do projects, to do hands-on projects, and you won't get your certificate until you do your project and you do it well.
Good. So I believe I've asked the necessary questions. If you want to ask any other question, please, you have the next 1 minute to indicate, use the hand raise symbol. I'm going to call you to ask your question. If you wouldn't want to ask it live, you can ask it on the platform. We are always available to answer your questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kosisochukwu Obinabo, Lois Obinabo, Lois legend. Hope you're not a legend of the seeker.
My email is on this screen. In case you want to reach out to me, that's my email. Those are my email addresses.
Okay, please. If you want to reach out to him, please send an email and he would reply promptly. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. You have done wonderfully well. What is left for us is application. You have learned, it's time to apply. So on this note, we are going to call it a night because we know some of us have some other things to tidy up before we call it a night or a day for some of us. So thank you very much, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Kosi. We really appreciate this invaluable lecture you've given to us. And we're going to make you proud. Yes, we're going to make you proud. Thank you. So from here, it's good night, everyone. We'll see you again on Monday with Mrs. Kudirat Abdul Majid. Yes, she'll be talking to us. I just hope I am correct. I know I am correct. I know my dates. I know my dates. I know my dates and I know I'm correct. So let me just verify. Okay, so yes, I'm correct. 24th February, a Monday, Mrs. Kudirat Abdul Majid, she'll be teaching small business owners financial management for small business owners, 5:30 p.m. You don't want to miss out on this. You want to join this. Please share the links to your friends. If you're learning alone, you are wrong. Sincerely, Unique Accent is doing this so that everybody can benefit. We want to serve as that bridge between you and your success. We are no extra benefit to our end, but we want the more the merrier, like they said, right? We want more people to benefit from this. So if 5,000 people can benefit from this, why would we have just 200 people on the platform? You understand? So please share the link, let them register. By Monday, we want to see this number here tripled. You understand? You have your family members. I can see someone who shared to the family members. That's a good one. So share to your friends, your colleagues, your family members, so they can benefit. When you grow, I grow, he grows, he grows. Together, we are going to make the world a better place. And that is the aim. That is the aim of what we are doing here. All right. So please don't keep the links to yourself. Share to men as if each person here shares to 5 people. We're going to have, I don't know, do the calculation yourself. All right. So that is it. Thank you all very much. Have a good night rest. From me, it's good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. The replay will be sent to the platform tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll see you on Monday. Have a good night rest. Thank you.